Gustav Neville made the first Werther's candy in 1909, which he named after the city he lived in, Werther, Germany. Over 100 years later, the brand is known all across the globe. But today, Gustav must put his wares up against two industry titans, Hershey and the YouTube sensation Mr. Beast. It's a battle for the ages right now on You Tried Dat! You Tried Dat! I'm Nick Novak from the Palette Shade Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Hello there.
Fart jar. It's a fart jar.
Fart jar.
Fart jar.
Let's explore that topic.
Uh-huh.
Geiger, what do you got in the fart jar news?
Okay, so for most of you, hold on, is there an echo? I'm hearing an echo from someone.
In a fart jar?
When you fart in a jar, does it cause an echo? It's like when a tree falls in a wood kind of question.
I don't hear it.
Okay, we'll cut all this. Okay.
Fart jar, 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 jar.
So typically you guys have to get like farther into an episode to turn it off, but we're going to start. We're going to make it real easy for you and to have you skip this whole fucking thing, or maybe turn you on. We don't know, but there was a news article in the Rolling Stone, reputable magazine. So it's not like I was on some dirty website. Various websites have reported that a woman, she apparently starred on the show 90 Day Fiancé. I've never watched that show. Stephanie Motto. So she was.
I used to watch that show. Do you know how it works?
No.
So it's like a reality show where one person is from the U.S. and one person is from some foreign country, right? And they do the 90 Day Fiancé visa. So like that person can come into the U.S. They have 90 days to get married, or else the person has to leave or whatever.
That's a special visa the government
like
has?
A mail order bride
fiancé?
type of thing?
Yeah, it is exactly the mail order bride visa, right? I forget like specifically what it's called, but sometimes it's not always mail order. Like sometimes it's mail order grooms that come in.
All right. Well, anyway, this woman from this show, Stephanie Motto, became an adult content creator and was making upwards of $200,000 selling her farts in a jar. So she would just like, apparently her fans, she has there was on some sort of platform, it's called Unfiltered. She would get all these weird requests, like somebody would want just photos of her uvula, that little hangy ball in the back of your throat. Other guys wanted her nail clippings. Somebody asked for a vial of her shit. But apparently the most popular one she got was she would fart in a jar, package it up, and like send like a letter that she would write to them and stuff like that, and like mail it to them. But like apparently at Christmas time, like 2 years ago, she had to go to the ER because she almost had a heart attack, and they said it was severe gas pain because of how much like. To keep up with demand, she was eating like cabbage all day and stuff. It was like protein shakes and cabbage. Like, oh, I got to down this 18 bowls of baked beans. I got a big heavy order today. So it's like fucking gross.
At least
so she had to cut back.
Legit doing it and not like, because she could just send any old jar and say there's a fart in there. So.
Yeah. It's just like getting farts from her dad or something. Like, yeah, no, they're my farts. They smell like Miller Lite.
Wait, you would think she would, if she was going to scam, she would go to the trouble of getting her dad's farts. She wouldn't just mail them an empty jar and be there's a fart in it.
Well, that's my question, because she calls herself a fartpreneur. Let's just get that out there. But when so let's say I fart in a jar and I mail it to Chad, and it takes, 3-4 days to get cross country, and he unpackages it. When he opens that jar, does he smell a fart, or does it dissipate in there?
That's a great question.
Well, one way to find out, I guess.
As long as you sealed the jar hermetically, as if you were canning jam or something, then I think it would.
So, like Rolling Stone continued to interview her, apparently because they had a lot. She said she says a lot of men find it like to be a financial thing, like either they want to feel like they're being taken advantage of, which is a subgenre of like humiliation stuff, or that it's like they want to prove how much fuck you money they have. Like, I'm so fucking rich. I just spent $100,000 on a bottle of fart.
Do you open it, or is it like, when you buy like a nerd buys an action figure and you leave it in the package and you display
an unboxed fart?
Do you have an unboxing video that you post to your YouTube followers of like you whiffing the
loses
fart?
all its value if you
yeah, it's just an empty jar. It's slightly brown inside. Then, well, that's the other thing, I guess. Like
slightly brown inside.
Is it like fine wine where you want to like save it and it like deepens in scent, and then you use it for a special occasion? Like
what's the half-life on a fart?
Yeah. I can really smell the tannins of this fart.
Somewhere if George Washington buried his fart and we dug it up.
I don't blame her though. Like,
I cannot tell a lie. I farted in this jar. That's what he
said. He wrote a note.
I'm pretty sure the sealing and preserving technologies they had then probably wouldn't hold up. But
I feel like fart jar would be a pretty good thing to put in like a time capsule, of like your village or whatever, if you were going to do that.
Can you imagine fucking finding a time capsule and being all excited to find out what life was like 100 years ago, and it's just a fucking jar of fart.
60 fart jars, all with labels of the townspeople.
I did for each year I lived. I get maybe like. Made me think, like, I have access to jars, and I fart a lot. I did a bunch today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would someone buy it from me? I think I'm not a hot chick. I think that's part of the problem.
This is problem number one for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Problem number two is that, like, yours are probably 100 times more rank than her smelliest farts are.
You have the supply. There's no demand.
I won't be in the ER. I'm just going through daily life. I'll have a milkshake a day.
Your profile picture on your Etsy shop or whatever is just like you with a gallon of ice cream. Like, I'm prepping.
Geiger, how much profit? Let's say it's going to cost you $5 jar and mailing, just for a round number. It's going to cost you $5. How much profit are you going to need per jar to be worth your trouble? Like, if you're going to make
trouble,
$1 per jar,
farting anyway.
Right, but you have to seal and mail a jar.
You gotta go to the post
it's not
office,
worth $1.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna
your dignity
for each jar.
I go to the post office for this podcast. I make nothing off it, and it gives me farts sometimes. I might as well.
What is this? More snacks? No, it's my fart. Oh,
those for the troops. You can say that. I mean, I think my profit margins would be astronomical. In fact, I don't even think I need to do this. I think I need to get in touch with this woman. She can just outsource the fart production to me. I send her the farts. She bottles them. Or I guess I'd have to send them to her already pre-bottled.
You would have to send them in a jar. Yeah. Then she opens her jar while she unopens your jar and like puts them together so the fart traverses from one jar
like a fart fusion. Maybe she could put some of hers in there, some of mine with different flavors.
Maybe you could be like a famous ghostwriter, like for celebrity farts.
Yeah. Did you know that I actually was the one farting for Beverly Cleary? Super fudge indeed.
It's like fine print on the bottom of the jar, like fart actually produced by Nick Geiger.
Fart not guaranteed to come from woman. Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the snacks.
Fart jar.
Fart jar.
Is this a thing, though, just real quick while we're doing the snacks?
Probably.
Fart jar? Is a people gonna smell? Is that a thing?
Yep, I think that's
a thing. Jar, fart jar.
Okay. Great.
Misa gonna fart.
So we got 3 snacks. We rate them on a 5-point scale. Hey, love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. Let's start with the Milkalicious Hershey Kisses.
Oh, speaking of things that'll make me fart, here we go. Milkalicious. Get me a jar.
They're just regular size Hershey Kisses, but they have a light blue and a brown foil wrapper.
What's these came from a big bag? What does it say that makes them Milkalicious?
Milk chocolate with creamy chocolate milk filling, and it shows a glass of chocolate milk. It says extra creamy.
It's one of those pictures where like the cream is like looks exceptionally creamy on the inside.
Yeah.
And then you bite it up, and there's just a different color of chocolate on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a slightly softer version of the same Hershey Kiss on the inside, apparently.
All right, so I bit one like piecemeal to try to see the inside, but now you got to do the ultimate test with Hershey's Kiss, which is just pop the entire thing in your mouth at once.
Smash test? Oh.
All right. Geiger, this is a Hershey Kiss for sure.
Yeah, it is.
What do you think?
That's pretty much it. It tastes like a Hershey Kiss. It is definitely softer in the middle. I guess I can't. I wish I could eat it side by side with a Hershey Kiss to see if the taste was any different. If it tastes like creamy or different chocolate.
I think it tastes different. I will tell you that. I think there is a different taste to it.
And we have one more.
Because like if to just take a bite of like just the outside without any of the cream, that's the normal Hershey's flavor. And then you can try to take a little bit of the cream, and it does have like a little bit different flavor.
I do like the consistency too. It's like not melted, but I knew it wouldn't be like soft, which is what I always wish these things would be, like truly creamy. There's no way for it to sit on a shelf and be like that, probably. So again, Hershey Kisses is this kind of thing. Like they feel like just filler candy, like when you got a big stocking at Christmas, or hey, I gotta buy a fuck ton of candy for Halloween. Just get a bag of Kisses. That'll do. So it's not, or like it's a perfect dish. Like if I had a doctor's office and I had a little dish out on the desk, that kind of stuff. Those are all the Hershey Kisses uses I went through. There you go.
What kind of doctor would you be?
Gastroenterologist. Yeah. a fartologist.
Bring your fart chart.
Yeah. As it is, though, I do kind of find the inside tasty. I'm going to give these a like that. I think they're decent. It is a very innocuous, very much on the borderline of an indifferent, but I think the difference in texture and the slight difference of like creaminess is just enough for me to give it a little bit more than a regular Kiss.
Jed?
So wait, you think it's better than a regular Hershey's Kiss? Is that correct?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I completely agree. I actually think this is a market improvement on the regular Hershey's Kiss. To me, that's actually one of the biggest problems with the regular Hershey's Kiss is that it is that like just solid, thick chocolate the whole way through. Where I always, every time I eat a Hershey's Kiss, I'm like, I wish this was a little bit softer. And this delivers on that. Like, I actually really like the consistency of this thing. The flavor isn't that far from a regular Hershey's Kiss. It is just a slight difference, but neither better or worse, probably, to me. But that improvement of consistency there makes this actually, I think, better than a regular Hershey's Kiss. I like this. I'll give it a like that.
Everything you said was right. I think the inside is different enough that it's a nice change of pace in some ways. But if it came down to it and I could only have these or a regular Hershey Kiss from here on out, I would still take the regular. I kind of like the consistency same all the way through. I don't know. Most of these Hershey Kisses, when they put like caramel, like something in the middle, it's so small that it doesn't like make a big difference. And I like a Hershey Kiss. I think Hershey's chocolate's pretty good. I'm going to give this a like that. We got 3 likes, a welcome visitor. Pretty good start, but we have some pretty good snacks here today. So, next, let's go to the Werther's. Werther's Original Blissful Bites. So, it says a crunchy chocolate cookie and the smooth taste of Werther's.
They're kind of shaped like a milk dud.
The cookie is on the inside, it looks like, with caramel on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a light-colored milk dud, except the inside is crunchy.
Except the inside is dry and has very little taste.
And the cookie they have in the picture there is like a double chocolate chip cookie or whatever, which is my favorite kind of cookie.
Does it taste chocolatey to you?
Barely.
It kind of tastes like salty. I don't know. It's like a weird...
It's the caramel.
Yeah.
I think there's actually I thought the caramel layer would just be thinner, like an M&M's outside or something, but it is very thick before you get to that crunchy cookie center.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chad, you're up first. What do you think?
Boy, yeah. So these Blissful bites are anything but blissful. They are bites. I'll give them credit for that. I got that half of it right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Novak's right. There's too much caramel here, and I think the caramel tastes actually bad. I don't like this caramel. I don't think this is the normal Werther's original caramel, or maybe because of the way that they changed it to be a little bit softer so that you can bite straight through it, you know? It's not like a Werther's original hard candy, but the flavor here in this caramel is bad, and it overwhelms the entire thing. You could barely taste the chocolate that's on the inside, and I'm not even sure that chocolate on the inside is really all that good. This thing's a pretty big failure for me. After 2, I was done. Disliked that.
Yeah. Thank you for saying what needed to be said.
You're welcome.
What that poor fartpreneur did to her body.
It looks good on the package, and mostly that double chocolate cookie looks really good. I wish it was that inside the package.
Yeah, I would like to just eat that cookie instead.
It says that it's caramel on the outside, but the consistency is kind of like mushy.
Yeah.
It's not any nice tasting caramel. So it is a pretty big failure. It's not a hate because it's edible and it's I actually wouldn't snack on this if I was stuck with this. I would not go at it, but it is edible. I'm going to go with the second dislike that. Geiger, you on board?
Yeah, it's just like that. You said, yeah. The cookie is just there for structure. It's not actual there for flavor. It doesn't taste like chocolate. It says chocolate cookie right on the front. It has an arrow pointing to it. Chocolate cookie, and there's a picture of a chocolate cookie.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's chocolate, right? And it's a cookie. There's no chocolate cookie flavor. It's just salty, hard shit in the middle to just provide structure and for them to be able to call this a different kind of candy. It is not blissful. The caramel's too much.
It is bites.
It is. We
They got
confirmed
that part
it was
right.
bites. Yeah. I'm not a big fan. I'm going to say I dislike that. And I like Werther's too, I should say. I like Werther. Like a regular Werther's candy is good. That might be a controversial take, but I like them.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, they're fine.
All right. But they like stay in your fucking lane, Werther's.
Yeah, they shit the
Whoa.
bed here with this one.
Yeah.
All right. So far we've agreed on everything. We have 3 dislikes and unwelcome visitor.
Full agreement.
The Hershey's Milkalicious Kisses in the lead, but Mr. Beast will come up after the segment. All right, guys, it's been a minute since we've gone back to Craigslist to check on the old Missed Connections.
Oh boy.
I've scoured a number of different cities for some of the top connections, people who are looking for love that might have passed them by. An example of one I picked out, I'm not going to rate, but just might say something like this. I met you at Home Depot this summer when you were looking for yard lights. You were pretty great. Would love to meet again. Right? That could lead to these people getting together, starting a relationship. So I'm going to read you 8 different scenarios, and you're going to tell me if we have romance or no chance.
Now, you say it's been a minute since we did this, but if you'll remember, we just did this last week, courtesy ChatGPT.
Correct. As you were reading it, I had already picked most of these out during that last record. So these are straight copy and paste from Craigslist. I wish I had made these up, but I couldn't because they're so crazy. So let's see. Some of these might end up with some romance. The first one says the Batavia Farmers Market. That's the title. Don't want to sound too creepy, but we ran into each other at the farmer's market today. I was admiring your hourglass body, and you caught me. Instead of being upset, you smiled and adjusted your top for better view. Thank you for that. I didn't want to walk up to you in front of your kids. If you want to meet for a cup of coffee, let me know. All right, so this person adjusted their top and their children are with them.
To give this guy a better view, or so that she could see her kids better? Like she needed to adjust the top and get her boobs out of the way.
Her shirt was over her eyes before.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Can't see my kids. I'm walking around with my shirt over my face.
So guy looks over. Woman notices, hey, this guy's looking. Let me just pull the top down a little.
Yeah.
So. All right. Geiger, what do you think of this?
Yeah, it's definitely a chance for romance. Look, she's enticing his gaze. That's like the dream when you check a person out and they turn around and they give you a little wiggle at the top. You're like, all right, that's an invitation. Like, this guy fucked up by not just going up and asking her out. What, like, he could have easily gotten her phone number, right? Like, that's his fuck up. Now he's relying on the least likely shot in the dark ever of seeing more top adjustments. So, yeah, no, but there's definitely a chance for romance if he's reading it right. Unless she was just itchy and he's totally rereading. Like, she was just like fixing her bra and he's like, she wants it. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. What do you think, Chad? Do you agree?
No, I disagree. And that's the key point there that Geiger hit on at the end.
Yeah.
There is a tiny, maybe 2% chance that this woman was actually, quote, giving him a better view. When in reality is probably like, you know, your clothes move. Like, I adjust my clothes all the time. And I don't even have, like, I mean, I have all right cans, but like, if I had like really big
come
cans,
on, you have really nice cans. Let's not underplay them.
I'd probably be having to adjust stuff all the time, right? And like, you might even do it subconsciously. Maybe she's scratching an itch, whatever. And loser fucking guys misinterpret that as like, oh, she's trying to show me something. Like, no woman is trying to show you something, especially not when her kids are there. And she's at the farmer's market just trying to buy some fucking vegetables. She's trying to buy some cabbage so she can go home and fart in a jar. So
I saw you at the farmer's market with 2 shopping carts full of cabbage.
Well, maybe she's networking and like she's like that could possibly be a fart jar customer for later on.
It's possible.
So I think no chance on this one.
Okay.
All right. Let's look at the next one. It says, this one's titled, "You Told Me I Have Great Veins." All I could get out was that I liked your tattoo as you hooked me up to an IV drip. I swear I don't always look so pale and colorless in the face. You were a very sweet EMT, and I just wanted to say thank you, and I think you are cute.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so not talking about veiny penis there. That's where I thought that was going, but I guess not.
None of these today have any innuendo.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
And this he's legit talking about veins.
Massage my 2x4. No innuendo there.
We don't know what happened to this guy, but he had to get hooked up to the IV. And
too much farting.
He's going to shoot his shot here.
Yeah.
All right, Chad, what do you think?
He was going to shoot his shot because he had already been shot. That's why and she was working on him. Okay. When people are working, they do not want to be flirted with. Especially, I don't think nurses who see tons of people all the time. Like this nurse wants nothing to do with this like person that she saw when he was not exactly in his like best state of life. Although maybe he's got a veiny dick. I don't know. Yeah. So I will say no chance of this one.
Geiger?
Yeah, my grandfather actually one time tried to get me to hit on this nurse. Like my grandfather thought I was like making moves all the time.
He was in the hospital.
No, I was in the hospital. He was picking me up.
Oh.
Yeah, I had gotten shot in the face. No, I had to have my septum corrected. I had like a deviated septum, and so it was just like an outpatient procedure. But I couldn't drive home, and he came to pick me up, and I had like gauze stuffed up into every orifice of my face, and he's like, "She was being real nice to you. She's pretty cute. You should probably give her a call." I'm like, "Yeah, that's her job to be nice to me. Like I'm a patient at the hospital. She probably feels bad for me because my face is all fucked up." I mean,
you got the veiny dick gene. You better let her know about it.
If you like this nose, if you think this nose is big, when do you see my dick? But yeah, so I think I'm with Chad on this one. I think people, EMTs especially, it's their job to be nice to you, keep you calm. Also because, I mean, they're probably being nice to you because they're nice people, but they're not romantically. There's nothing worse than like hitting on a waitress or something like that, right? Like they have to be nice to you. They have to keep coming to your table. They have to like tolerate your behavior to an extent, right? To get a tip or whatever.
You can do anything.
I want to be very clear. You don't have to tolerate the wrong way to put that, but they'll probably humor you to a degree before smacking you right in the fucking vein. But so as nice as she was, and as like as pretty as I'm sure she is, her tats were great. I don't think she's going to be really like scouring Missed Connections to find out like what like sickly pale burn victim was like trying to hit on her or whatever. So I don't think so. No.
This actually reminds me after I had put up a Missed Connection post after I got my vasectomy, and it was like you said I had really nice balls. I couldn't feel you juggling them on account of the Novocaine or painkiller, but next time I would like to feel you juggle them. Hit me up. That was my post.
Yeah.
You lost your doctor's number.
Yeah. I don't know how to get back here.
All right, this one's called Basketball Shorts.
Oh, that's a good start.
I'm the new guy in the building that's always wearing big, loose basketball shorts or gray sweats, letting it hang flop. I go to check the mail or the laundry room like this, and I always run into you. Even when I'm taking a cigarette break down on Kaluga Boulevard, you drive in. You make it no secret how you look down at it, and your mouth is clearly watering. I appreciate the attention you give me and it. I'm going to be out and about all day doing it on purpose now.
Wait, hold on. What is it? I thought it was
his penis.
His penis, but then so the guy is, as he's driving in, he's looking at his own penis and then looking at her.
No, he's standing there smoking. They drive by and stare at his penis.
Yeah, you drive in.
Yeah.
He's letting it hang flop.
Let me set the stage for you, Chad. See, he's sitting there with his big hang flop dick. She's getting in a motor accident, drooling over his penis.
Who's wearing the basketball shorts? The driver or the smoker?
The hang flop.
The hang flop.
Which one's that?
The smoker.
Oh, okay.
He's leaning up against a building, smoking.
This is not a real deep story. This is a guy wearing shorts that has a big dick.
I thought the author was smoking while Big Dick was driving in. I got it mixed up. Okay.
It's the same. This is the plot of A Tale of Two Cities. It's the same thing.
You thought someone was driving by in a car and this smoker was peering into the window to see how big their dick was?
I thought they were like rolling down the window and just being like, hey, look,
I was the one with my dick hanging out my driver's side window.
I was the one steering my car with my prehensile giant schlong.
I have basketball windows. My penis was hanging out them.
All right, Geiger.
Yeah.
Loose shorts. He's letting him hang flop.
Right.
This person's mouth is watering.
Yeah.
Hang flop.
Physically drooling, a Pavlovian response to a big hang flopping dong. Okay, first of all, I want to make a prediction here. This guy's got the smallest fucking penis on earth. Like he's wearing like youth boys shorts to try to make it like it's like barely able to contain his dick or something.
Gray sweats.
It could be gray sweats. Maybe that's just him describing. Maybe he's got like a gray sweaty dick. I'm wearing gray sweats. No, that's not how you do that.
I hope not.
He's old and sweaty. I got the gray sweats coming.
As you get older, you sweat gray, right? Isn't that how it works? It's all the dust coming out of your body.
Okay. And now he's doing it on purpose. He says at the end. Now that
walking
he sees
all day.
people looking.
Yeah, he's people look. It's apparently a big deal down on Kaluga Boulevard. He's whipping that beluga whale around on Kaluga Boulevard.
Walking the boulevard. Some people are hanging 10 and he's hanging flop.
Old hanging flop. I don't think there's a big chance here. I mean, I think now he's talking about a specific person in his building that can't stop drooling and driving by his penis, right?
Right.
So, I don't know. I think it'd be pretty hard to believe someone's just like staring down at his penis from a seated position in a car, unless that thing's really hanging pretty low. Like you're eye level with the dick at that point. It's not like you're staring down his ankle.
No matter where
Shaq,
he goes,
calm down.
They're looking.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is probably no chance. This guy's got the tiniest wiener of all time.
Chad?
Is a people gonna flop? I think whatever. I think
So me, your hang flop in a jar.
I think this is a pretty good chance here. I mean, it seems like they have a connection. If I finally have understood the scenario right, he's smoking, she's driving by, staring. He's letting her stare. He's hang flopping.
Who's driving the car?
This is fucking Mulholland Drive of
No.
Craigslist.
Who's on first? Hang flop is driving the car.
Can anybody tell me who's sleeping with who? I don't remember what that's from, but
Triple H's theme song.
Triple H's theme music. That's right.
I'll tell you who's not getting laid in this scenario.
Hunter Hearst hang flop. Whatever. I think this one's got a good chance. For romance.
This one's called Lost in Your Broth. I was on the bus.
I didn't expect the last two letters of that were lost in your broth.
In her broth.
I was on the bus, and you were mid-slurp, eyes wide, with a bowl of pho.
Okay.
Wish you would slurp me instead.
I got a thin little noodle here for you.
That's the entire thing. All right.
Okay.
So, Chad, what do you think?
This is disgusting. Just let this poor woman eat her delicious noodle soup in peace.
Who the fuck eats soup on the bus, too? That seems like it's a disaster.
That's kind of psycho behavior.
That's a good point. Yeah. Do you really want to associate yourself with somebody that does that? Yeah, man, pho's pretty good, though. But it's not as good as ramen, so no chance.
No chance, Geiger.
On
Slurping a fart jar.
I was slurping your farts out of a jar on the bus. I admit I like ramen more than pho, so by that logic, Chad makes a ton of sense. But I guess I'm just confused. Like,
What's confusing?
Wait, so who's driving the bus?
Eating the pho.
Is hang flop driving the bus? I don't get it. If you hadn't said anything, Novak, I wouldn't have picked up on it. But eating pho on a bus is like psychotic behavior. Like it's going to be all over your lap. The bus does not run smoothly. There's lots of stops and starts. There's potholes that's going over. That pho is going to be all over your lap. You're basically saying, I saw you slurping covered in your lunch, which is like a crazy person thing to do. That's disgusting. So I guess what I'm questioning is why he's interested in her. But maybe he saw her slurping up that soup and thought she could also slurp up Mwang. So right. I guess, yeah, that's look, this woman's crazy enough to eat soup on a bus. She might be crazy enough to suck off a stranger. So sure. I got a little vulgar, but I'm sorry. Yes. Romance.
All right. All right, here's the next one. About a week ago, I was on the eastbound Bloor Danforth line. Past 6 p.m. is all I can remember.
Oh, yeah, I know it well.
What seemed like a homeless gentleman was loudly eating their dinner on the train. And unexpectedly...
It was pho.
And unexpectedly threw what I think was a half-eaten apple on me from across the subway car. I think he waited around my side of the car watching for the guy and making sure he didn't do anything too weird or get too aggressive. Mm-hmm. You gave me a small smile on your way out, and I appreciated that. That's it. So, a crazy guy whips an apple at this guy. Mm-hmm. The woman appears afraid of the guy who threw the apple, but then gives you a little smile.
So was the guy sticking around so the homeless guy wouldn't harm the woman, or vice versa?
Yeah,
That's the deal
that's
here.
What it was.
Okay.
think that's what it was. I think the homeless guy whipped the apple at the woman who's the poster.
Okay.
Right. And hold on. What's the plot on this one?
Yeah.
No. There's a guy
Mm-hmm.
that got an apple thrown at him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then the woman looked around afraid of the guy
Mm-hmm.
and then smiled on her way out. So they shared this moment,
Yeah.
right, of fear.
Mm.
And then this guy thinks that she was so afraid that she'll just want to bone him. So
Wait, did the homeless guy post? I threw an apple at you. You smiled as you fled.
By the way, that wasn't an apple. It was a pear.
all right, Geiger, you're up.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been in that? I have actually. Like when I was on the bus in Milwaukee, I used to ride the bus a lot for like work and school, and one time this woman was really like not leaving this girl alone who was sitting next to me. It was like when a random stranger just sits next to you, and she like just started talking to me, and I just like struck up conversation with her, and we pretended to know each other, so the guy would walk away, and she was then she was like, "Oh, I appreciate that." I mean, yeah, no worries. It was not like a Missed Connections or anything. I then asked her, "Hey, do you ever slurp pho on the bus?" No, but so maybe like in a way that guy was being somewhat, I don't know, gallant if he was like protecting her
He's
from
a
the
hero.
apple-flinging weirdo. Yeah, I don't know. And they like chivalrous at the very
I
least.
took an
but-
apple core for you.
Yeah, I also what's not clear is if he took it for her or he was the object of the apple all along, and she was just smirking. Like, I think this might be like what Chad was saying. Like, she thought it was funny he got an apple thrown at him and was like, "Oh, pretty weird, huh?" And then left. And this guy's like, "Oh, that girl wants me bad."
Yeah.
So I
So
don't
this
think
homeless
there's.
guy I've been razzing whipped an apple at me. And,
I was prodding him with a stick, and then he finally fought back, and this chick thought it was hot. So, so I'm going to say probably no chance. I think, again, this is misreading. This is guys desperately misreading any attention from a woman as sexual interest.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree with Geiger's assessment here that she just probably thought was like, oh, what a like weird situation. Is that really like something? Is that a meet cute that you really want to tell? You know, bounce your grandkids on your knee and be like, yeah, I met your grandma because this weirdo threw a fucking half apple at me. Like, you know, you don't want your relation to start that way. So no chance.
All right, this one's called AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh,
All right, we all used that back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Sure. If you are a female in Chicagoland who used AIM between the year 2000 and 2010 and had
You may be subject of a class action
Wow.
lawsuit. That's how that started.
and had BBW in your profile, and there's a good chance
Oh boy.
and there's a good chance that we chatted before.
Because I chatted with all of them.
My screen number was BBW Hunter.
Wow.
Nowadays, I tend to miss the communication more than anything else. Feel free to say hi if you do sometimes as well. Whatever the fuck that sentence means.
Wait. I missed the communication. Feel free to say hi if you also miss the communication.
Feel free to say hi if you do sometimes as well. Right, miss the communication.
Okay.
All right, so if you had BBW, that's only got to be like, you know, a couple 100,000 AIM names.
Well, maybe if her name was like Brenda Belinda Williams or something, right? Like maybe that was just initials.
So this guy, he's just, I don't know if he's looking for a one specific breakfast waffle, or if he's looking for like any BBWs who he talked to in that range, and he's open to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Chad, what do you think?
That's so funny. My my freshman year college roommate is I got paired up with like a random roommate. I think I've talked a little bit about him before, but he used to get on my computer very late at night and sign on to AOL IM like after I was asleep or he thought I was asleep or whatever.
With
and he
your
would
name?
just find No, he had his
Oh,
own
okay.
like screen name or whatever, but he would get on and he would just find random like women, maybe women, quote unquote, who knows, but people he thought were women and just like sexed with them until like 3-4 in the morning, something like that. So yeah, I mean, I guess it was a good time for some people. Maybe he wrote this post. I don't know. Here's what I will say is that this guy it sounds like he is open. Like he doesn't have a narrow type. You know what I mean? Like, like in some ways he has a wide type, you might say. But specifically, he's casting a wide net is what I mean. And he's willing to accept all comers.
He gives a 10-year span.
Yeah, exactly. Any BBWs over 10 years. Literally any BBW over 10 years. There's like millions of people. I'll take any of you. So, yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance that someone will snap up the bait here.
Yeah, you agree?
I mean, this guy, you're talking the definition of hopeless romantic, right? Like, he thinks like you just said, his range is essentially any BBW over the age of 40 in the United States. Or, because it is America Online. You can't be from outside America, I think, right?
Nope.
That is, I mean, who's gonna, I was on America Online. I don't know why you can't keep calling it by its full name. I was
on America Online Instant Messenger. Yes,
I was on America.
Fucking confusing when you say that too.
I was on America Online.
What the fuck's he talking about?
Instant Messenger, and my name was Big Beautiful Woman. But I think like I wouldn't even remember my screen name. Like he's expecting some woman to not only recognize that was them, recognize that he was talking to them, but also want to reconnect, when he probably just needs to go online again and realize there are millions of brand new BBWs he can talk to on other like myriad filthy messaging sites or porn sites or whatever. So I mean, chance for romance, probably not. I'm thinking probably it's probably like a little bit like a needle in the haystack. But a bit.
It is? Finding a BBW?
No, finding this BBW. I'm
he
assuming he's talking
BBW.
about it. Oh, it's anyone? I thought he was.
Fuck.
I thought he was
like,
looking for a specific one.
Okay.
If that's the case, then yeah, I'm sure there's a ton of BBWs reading Craigslist. Trying to. So sure, romance.
Yep,
you got it.
Your America Online Instant Messenger name was Hangflop69, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah.
All right. 2 more quick ones here. This one's called Someone to Taco To. I was working at the drive-thru at Mighty Taco on Delaware in North Buffalo. You were in line getting some lunch. You passed out while ordering your food, and the manager called 911. It was strange because it was 1 p.m. I don't know why you can't pass out.
No one's ever passed out at 1 before.
The cops and EMT came and strapped you to a stretcher. You promised to stop fighting, but that was a lie. You were feisty. When they so he's trying to get up, I guess. When they weren't looking, you escaped. And down shore you went. The next day, when you snuck up to grab your car, you thought nobody was looking. I was. You have shiny shoes and a cute receding hairline.
What the fuck?
This guy passes out. They call 911. Try to force him onto a stretcher.
He overpowers
I don't know if this was an ambulance that picked him up or like the
fucking
truck for the mental hospital or something.
Is this David Banner they found? You collapsed in a heap, your purple pants all torn asunder. I tried to put you on a gurney, and you smashed the ambulance to bits and bounded away.
You were a BGWW. So Geiger, what's gonna happen here? You think?
What's gonna happen here? He's gonna get knifed. Someone's gonna get fucking killed. That's what's gonna happen here. So yeah, you're like, so clearly, I like how she's like, oh man, I found it really odd you passed out at 1 p.m. Didn't find any of the rest of it odd at all. That you fought off the police and EMTs and escaped.
Must have been because his receding hairline.
Probably because he was able to conserve his strength of saving his hair. Put that energy toward other uses. And this has got to be like either the guys in the mob and didn't want to like get put in the system or something. Or like she ran into Sammy the Bull Gravano at a fucking taco joint. Or like the guys on fucking meth. Like,
you passed out when a bullet ripped through your shoulder.
I was impressed as you kept your cool while you said, "Get your pig hands off of me" when you're screaming at the cops.
So no.
I mean,
I didn't say that.
This person sounds insane, and both of them sound insane to be attracted to that and to do all that. And like, I mean, look, if you're in the process of like passing out in a Taco Bell at 1 p.m, escaping the police and like all this stuff, you're probably not turning down any action that comes your way, right? You're like, oh, sure, get in the fucking car. I don't give a shit. So, yeah, I think there's probably a decent chance. This guy sounds like a modern day hero.
All right, Chad, you agree?
I think I passed out at 1 p.m. one time, approximately.
Yeah,
because it was when I was working at the movie theater, back in like high school or whatever. And I remember it was like they used to have a rule because we had our outfits were tuxedos, right? So it was like a shirt and like tie, cummerbund, jacket, and if you were an usher that was cleaning the theaters, you could take off your jacket. You were allowed to take off your jacket and roll up your sleeves. But any other position, you had to be in like full costume. I mean, like full outfit. So like,
you had to be inside a full customer. Huh?
You had to wear the customer as a skin suit. This was Buffalo Bill Cinemas. So one day it was like super, super, super hot.
Mm-hmm.
And like the air conditioner wasn't working, and so it was like 90 degrees inside the movie theater, and like I was at the ticket taker position, like the guy that just takes the tickets, rips them in half, puts half of it in a box and hands the other half, and I'm just like dripping sweat. I'm like so hot. and I said to the manager, I was like, I don't feel good, can I please take my coat off? I'm really hot. And he said, no. I said, no, you can't. And I'm like, all right. And I remember...
Fucking corporate stooge, this guy.
I know. Fuck you, Marcus Cinemas. And I remember I was like, somebody had handed me their ticket, and I was like about to tear it or like mid-tear. And then the next thing I remember, I'm lying on the floor, and the guy is standing over me like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like shaking me. and the people, like people running over or whatever. I just passed out mid-ticket tear straight to the floor. Only time I've ever passed out like that in my life. And the manager like came over and he's like, oh, what, are you okay? And so they did change the rule after that if it was like above a certain temperature, you were allowed to take off your coat.
In the Marcus Cinemas handbook, there's the Hancock corollary to the dress code.
Exactly.
EMT's trying to take off your coat, and he's like, no. Still on the clock.
Prop him
shoving
up.
away the EMTs, like, keep the coat on him.
You're just like passed out, slumped against the thing with your hand stuck out. They're just putting your ticket in your hand as you walk by. You're not getting paid for this.
The manager's like, couldn't you have at least put the half of the ticket into the box on your way to the ground? Yeah, no chance.
I thought you were gonna, when you said he was standing over you, I thought he was gonna say something mean.
He was standing over me.
Get the fuck up.
Take my fucking ticket.
Get up, you wuss. He started teabagging me.
He had some real loose basketball shorts on, just hang flop in your face.
Whips an apple at you.
All of these were the same person.
But you need a goddamn fruit now and then, Tubby.
I'm like sweating balls, and he dumps a bowl of boiling hot pho all over my face.
Eating his lunch over the top of you, while he's, just spilling down onto you.
Hey, by the way, Sweaty, is your name BBW Frank online? BBW Frank was probably not the person's I am name, I'm guessing.
It's probably the name of the person that wrote it.
BBW Frank.
Really creative improv I used there.
Are you a hot BBW? Yeah.
Bologna, bacon, white bread. That's what I like to eat. I'm Frank.
All right. The last one. Friendly human cat for adoption.
Okay.
I will crawl around your house.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
And do cat-like things in exchange for only cat food, water, a litter box, and occasional treats. Cats are more of a hassle than human cats.
Cats.
Yeah, way more.
Also known as cats.
Could have saved yourself a word there, buddy.
If you're looking to adopt a cat and have been researching the matter, you already know what I mean. There's less research to be done on human cats.
I beg to differ.
So let a friendly little fellow into your house today and be one of the first to spearhead this fledgling community. I will not speak or do anything human-like, only cat-like. I look out windows, become enthralled with small objects, run across the house in the middle of the night, make a terrifying sound in the corner, nuzzle you with my head, etc. You must care for me as you would a cat. Email me for details.
Stick my asshole in your face when you expect it.
Okay. Chad, you're up first for the cat. Or human cat.
Make weird noises in the corner in the middle of the night or whatever it was. I like how he says it's like less research. Like I would want to do like 20 background checks on this guy before.
No need.
You already know how a human cat behaves.
There's no research out there. It's gonna save you some time.
Cat. But like, I'm just gonna assume that this guy takes up a lot more space. So you're gonna need like a much bigger litter box. You're gonna need like a lot more cat food.
No, for his giant shits.
For his huge human-sized shits that I have to clean up. I don't even like cleaning up cat shits. Let alone human cat shits. Sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Oh my god.
Plus, this guy's only gonna eat cat food and treats, which is probably gonna make some really runny, watery shit.
Wait, am I a cat? Oh my god.
So I it would be kind of fun though, like take the laser pointer. And he's like chasing the laser pointer across the room, jumps at it, and his head just goes through your drywall. Anyway, yeah, so he just wants I don't think anybody's going to take him up on this. I think everybody would rather have a cat. So no chance here.
All right, Gary, what do you think?
Yeah, I like how they're like, oh, it'll be less work. It's going to be an awful lot more work explaining to anyone else who comes over to your house why there's an adult human man staring out the window at you and licking its
that's
face.
My human cat. He's different from a cat.
Oh, yeah, that's why I got that sandbox in the basement, so he could take a dump over half of my house.
It'll be a lot of work when you have to go to all these court trials and things later on.
It'll be a lot of therapy when you're woken up in the middle of the night by a 240-pound man running across the house in the dark on his hands and knees.
Just wailing.
I'll just be like a cat. Clomp, clomp, meow, fuck, oh shit! It falls over the furniture.
Is there anything sexual here? Is this just like
yes!
Is he gonna be batting at your hang flop like when you're walking by?
This guy, look, he said treats, right? I'm guaranteed this in this guy's head. What he really means is, I just need a nice place to stay, a warm pillow to sleep on, cat food, and the occasional hand job. That's what he's looking for. He expects you to milk the cat because there's no other reason why he would do this. This has to be some sort of fetish.
Imagine trying to sleep. This fucker's making noises and pushing his head up against
pushing his fucking bucket head against your face, curling up at your feet and sitting on them and breaking your ankles.
Just cleaning himself, licking his skin. It's all like sandpaper. Nightmares.
I just pictured him clomping around on his like hands and knees, like. How would you even get around him in the house? It's such a fucking pain. I guess I'm assuming it's a him because it's always a him in these fucking things. So
scratching the shit out of your furniture,
having to take him to the vet and explain all that. Look at my cat. What? It's a human cat. Excuse me.
Comes in at 2 a.m. He's got like half a mouse in his mouth, just wiggling it around.
He's not an actual cat. I don't think he's gonna catch it.
Wait, he's not a cat?
He's a human cat. They went over this. I don't know. I guess. Look, I'll say this. If it's a low chance of romance overall, because no one wants this fucking psycho in their house. However, if you are inviting him in, you are going to fuck this guy because you're like a fucking weirdo. If you want this dude walking around your house as a cat, that means you're into something weird and you're gonna fuck
You
him.
are going to fuck this guy?
Well, why else are you inviting a human to walk around?
No, I'm not.
You would have a human just impersonating a cat just what?
It's less
for the novelty?
work than a cat. It's less research.
Because you don't want to do the proper research? Trying to like climb the curtains and ripping the curtain rod off the wall and then landing in a heap.
It's less work to scoop a gallon of liquidy shit out of a sandbox than 3 small pellets, all right?
Yeah,
it's less work.
High chance of romance for me.
Okay.
Oh, that's my cat, Gary. Hey, meow.
Well, speaking of Mr.
Got
Beast,
a cigarette?
Well, let's eat the Mr. Beast chocolate candy. This is the Mr. Beast Feastables Deez Nutz Bars.
Oh, I saw the candy bar and I had to get it. Good old Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is like a dipshit or he's nice. I can't. I read conflicting
I think
articles.
it's both. He is a dipshit, but he does these things like give lots of people money or whatever. But then he opened like shitty ghost kitchens and stuff like that. You know,
and named his candy bar Deez Nutz.
Dumbass YouTube stunts that are fucking stupid. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
he's
not a dipshit. He's like a charitable dipshit.
Yeah,
he's a human dipshit, not a dipshit.
He doesn't deserve his wealth, but he's using it in a better way than most.
That's true. So this is chocolate and peanut butter. The nuts with a Z is peanut butter.
Yeah, if you call it that. The first bite I have, there's almost none in it. This is like a long, broad. It's like shaped like a Hershey bar. And there's like broken into like rectangle segments, not like the tiny segments of a Hershey, but like a longer.
I like broke open the middle, like maybe the peanut butter's in the middle.
Yeah, it is, but there's not much.
You were the vet hooking up the IV to me. You told me I had great spider veins.
It says devour on the box. Or on the bar.
Is there any interesting stuff on more prizes, more beasts?
More noms.
Yeah.
Packaging pisses me off.
Is it supposed to be? I think it is a little healthier.
It's
I feel
grass-fed milk, yeah.
This size, the calories of 180 calories for this particular size bar. Mm-hmm. Like if it was a Hershey bar of this size, a Reese's thing, it would be a lot more than 180
but because a Reese's thing wouldn't be like thinner than a fucking fingernail.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this thing is razor thin.
It's also almost all organic. So it's cane sugar, organic cocoa butter, organic chocolate liquor,
Well, that's
organic
nice,
milk,
but-
peanuts, salt, organic vanilla powder, and Whiskas cat food. So
That's like it's like a Gen Z thing, right?
yeah.
Taking care of your body.
we actually buy a decent amount of organic stuff now, which like 10 years ago me would have slapped the shit out of me for saying that. But it's mostly just for like the little kids, like, you know, just to get on my soapbox real quick. There's like so much poison in the American food supply, it feels like, with all the pesticides and everything. So we're like, well, let's just buy it. Like at least the fruits and vegetables, we try to get organic. But it all tastes the same, you know, tastes the same to me. I don't know.
You were telling me that you only fuck organic BBWs.
I want my human cats to have an all organic cat food diet, so their shits are extra organic. I don't
Organic food is newer to anyone who used to be on America Online. Most people are too old to. I'll say, like, when we're at the grocery store, I'll see the organic. I usually just buy the regular because I'm cheap. I'm just gonna like it's like $4 more and it tastes the same. I know it's probably better for you. I'm probably injecting my kids with like RBGH or whatever the fuck that growth hormone is, but whatever. They're getting bigger now.
Out here, I don't know what it is. Like, I think just in San Francisco, because so many people buy organic stuff, it's actually not that much more expensive. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be like a thing of raspberries will be like $4 for regular, or like $4.69 for organic, or something like that. You know, so it's like, well, I'll just get the organic.
In Wisconsin, I think it's like the regular is like $4, and the organic is like they shoot you in the fucking face for asking for organic fruit. You fucking hippie.
Yeah, you're more likely to find fart jars in the grocery store than you are organic food in Wisconsin.
Although Wisconsin, I will say, has a high degree of people whose America Online name was BBW something. I'll say that. Because they're very beautiful. They're all very beautiful.
The W stands for Wisconsin, right? Like baseball, Wisconsin.
Baseball, Wisconsin. Robin Yount was on America Online.
Brewers baseball, Wisconsin.
It was actually just a television station. I was just hoping we could reconnect. I wanted to see what you thought the crew was going to do this year.
WBBW. That probably is the actual station.
That would be hot. Wait, what?
Okay. This doesn't taste too bad. It's not in any way a replacement for a Reese's or other high quality chocolate and peanut butter bar. Let's get that on the table right away.
Yes, let's.
So if you are like a health conscious person, likely you are not listening to this program.
If you're health conscious, you're probably not buying something called Deez Nutz.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not healthy, just like slightly.
It's 180 calories for half a bar. So the full bar is 360.
Okay, so maybe it's not healthier at all.
Very comparable.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a bunch of fucking like buzzwords and things to make it seem like you're doing something better for yourself. It needs more peanut butter for sure. Mine was fairly melted, so it's hard to tell maybe exactly how it was, but the taste is okay. Boy, I'm really torn between like and indifferent, but because I'm torn, and this is chocolate and peanut butter, and it's literally giving you the two best ingredients, right?
Right.
B and B.
And
you
W.
get them.
Chocolate and peanut butter.
I give you B, and I give you W, and you can't make me a quality BBW.
Mr. Beast BW couldn't come up.
So I'm just going to give it a high indifferent. I'm right in the middle. I'm curious to see what you guys say. So, Geiger, what do you think?
The first piece I had did not have a whole lot of peanut butter in it. And I think this The chocolate's okay. The chocolate's really not that great. But there's not enough peanut butter regardless. Like, as I got more into the middle chunks, like I was breaking off pieces in the middle. I also think a bar this big, you have to make segments out of it. Like, they don't give you segments. It's just a big, broad piece. So you're just snapping off bites. And that's kind of weird. This is a huge candy bar. I don't think it tastes bad, but the chocolate is not good enough to make up for the lack of peanut butter, and so I'm an indifferent as well.
Okay, so really no shot to win, but we'll see if we have full agreement. Chad, what do you think?
Well, we have had full agreement up to this point, but it is going to stop right here.
Uh-oh.
Everything about this guy disgusts me.
Well, his charitable acts?
Yes. How dare he do charitable acts? Well, here's the thing. He wraps the charitable acts in like layers of douchiness that like it reeks, makes the whole thing feel like it's like a giant scam, right? Maybe it's not. I don't know. But like, and I feel like that extends to this bar. He advertises that this has chocolate and peanut butter in it. This has peanut butter in it, like in the way that my body has muscles in it. Like, technically, technically they're there. But like, you cannot taste the peanut butter. He goes to the trouble of advertising that all of these ingredients are like organic and stuff like that, and then makes a bar that tastes like fucking shit. Like, it doesn't, the organic does not translate to like a better quality product here. This doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste like chocolate and peanut butter. And then he names it a Deez Nutz Bar, which 100% I would have done if I was making a bar when I was 20. Okay. But like, that's not what you should be doing as like an actual product. You just look like a fucking fool. Everything about this thing, I think, is repulsive. It has a very bad aftertaste. Hate that.
Wow.
Hate that?
The only issue I have with the name Deez Nutz is put that in a bar that has nuts.
I know, it makes no sense. No sense at all. Peanut butter, it's like, come on. It's not even a crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah.
Geiger, where can listeners contact us?
If you have ever, if you've ever actually met somebody off Missed Connections, if you are that incredible zombified meth head mobster or whatever that could fight off a million different public servants at once, I just want to hear your story. If you are looking for work as a human cat or even a cat, like if you're a cat and you're listening right now and you're trying to find a home, that's also a valid reason to
slide into our DMs. The M stands for meow.
Yes. Hit pause on the thing and then use your pause to type us. Man, we are good at this, guys. You can reach us. You can reach us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We have a You Tried Dat group on Facebook. We are on Twitter. # you guessed it. You Tried Dat. It's actually just You Tried Dat. It's not You Guessed It. You Tried Dat. Let us know what you thought of our ratings. Let us know what you think of the podcast, or maybe don't. Let us know what snacks we should try. If you do like the podcast, we'd love it if you could let your friends and family know. And as always, thanks to all of you that do listen every week.
All right. It's a quick question I have about Human Cat is, are you picturing when I read Human Cat?
I have a question about Human Cat.
Just one quick question. Just like why? I don't know. Just like why?
It'll clear everything up.
I really unlock this thing for myself.
When I was reading the Human Cat description, did you picture a guy who dressed up in a cat suit, right, with ears and things,
like a mascot costume,
or do you just picture him like in slacks and a polo, or is he walking around naked, or what do you picture?
I picture a guy in like a sweaty undershirt and boxer shorts, just crawling around being a cat, not in a cat suit. That's nuts. How would he'd have to like unzip his suit to like take his giant dumps.
I didn't picture cat suit either, but I did picture a step further, which was like I pictured like a hairy guy in just tidy whities,
Okay.
nothing else, crawling all around and stuff like that.
A lot of visualization there, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you were on AOL IM with the screen name Human Cat from 2010 to 20 whatever, I probably talked to you. Okay, so
I just missed the interaction.
Between 2000 and 2010, and you had the screen name Human Cat. How you doing, Jim?
On America Online Instant Meow.
All right, Human Cat's living in your house, and you get paid.
Why?
He's living in your house.
I have fucking kids here. I don't want to.
You get paid $1,000 a day to house Human Cat. All right. How many
Jesus
days
Christ.
are you going?
$500. I'm kicking him out at lunchtime. I'm getting gross. I could probably I could deal with Human Cat for a week, I think. 1 week. Maybe not even that, like 5 days, maybe a work week.
This is like a scenario like Jigsaw from the Saw movies poses to you. You know, it's like, you must house Human Cat for a week.
The key to your cell is at the bottom of his litter box.
You must dig through a week's worth of liquidy shits before he destroys all your drywall and your house collapses on you.
Jigsaw takes the cat mask off. It was him all along. Yeah, I don't...
So the question is, I'm getting paid $1,000 a day. How long would I put up with it?
To get the money. Yeah.
As soon as you stop, the run stops. But you can another day. So you could, a week you get $7,000. That's pretty good pay for a week's work.
I think I'd probably go into it being like, I could do this a month, no problem. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then after a day, just be like, I'm out. Like after
the first shit. Like,
or the first of him like crawling into my bed would be fucking gross.
Yeah, like curling up, shaking his butt in my face as I'm trying to sleep, and like,
how into it does he get? Like, is he?
How into it do you fucking think he gets?
Well, like, is my cat will like
is
rub
there
up
a
on...
human cat who goes halfway? Do you think that exists?
How affectionate is the cat? I guess is what I need to know, because
he's just sitting on the couch like Al Bundy, like watching TV, and occasionally he just goes like meow.
If I'm like trying to work and like in the middle of my conference call, I've got a 250-pound man rubbing into my knees. I'm like,
he like crawls across your Zoom screen, like, get off my keyboard, you cat.
Belly flops on my laptop and breaks it. Yeah, like that would be
in a recliner. You bring over a glass of milk. He looks over. What the fuck is this? Like, oh, it's your milk. Whiskey sour.
You're walking away. He's like, I'm sorry. Saucer. Saucer of whiskey sour.
Whiskey meower.
Whisker meower.
Hey, there we go. At that point, I don't know what he's ordering. I don't know what he's ordering, but
give me a saucer of Whisker meower.
I wanted Whisker meower. Look, I ordered a cat, not a sphinx. I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Jesus Christ.
I am Human Sphinx, the ultimate human cat. Answer these riddles 3. What the fuck did I order?
I want a whiskey meower. What the fuck did I fucking do?
All right. Let's call it there at Whisker Meow. You're just mixing drinks, walking over here. What the fuck is this? I said Whisker Meow.
This is a goddamn Tom Collins.
If I wanted a Tomcat Collins.
He's got feline names for everything.
Tomcat Collins. That's awesome. Well, we've been here a long time, and when we're time to think of cat drinks, but send us your cat drink names. All right, that'll do it for this time. We'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new things.
Meow and happy deuces.
Yep, not doing that. Not doing that.